Initially, we thought this was not a good case. It was probably an open and shut case, mainly because the police had found our client, our eventual client, to be at fault.
He's going to be at fault. He was trying to cross the roadway, and then when he saw the truck, he tried to speed it up. Well, the truck swerved. That's not his fault. He's trying to avoid the collision with the pedestrian.
There was an eyewitness who was named in the police report, and it didn't look like it was going to be a good claim. I was definitely on the verge of turning this case down until I came and set foot on the ground myself.
Attorney Chris Gunnels went to Columbus, Georgia to investigate the accident of 69-year-old Edgar Gist. He retraced the steps, found another eyewitness, and did some digging. According to his findings, the story didn't add up.
So I went to the left.
Right.
And he tried to run across.
I remember coming around that corner because I was on the grass. I just couldn't get out of it. I tried everything I could to get out of this way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just couldn't get out of this way.
Mr. Gist was walking home from the grocery store when a pickup truck hauling a trailer carrying a 5,000-pound piece of equipment ran into him. If you look at the police report, it states Mr. Gist was in the middle of the road. The driver turned left to avoid hitting him, but Mr. Gist also walked left.
The driver's story was that he was coming down this road and Mr. Gist was standing in the middle of the road, but he couldn't avoid him because he didn't see him in time. In fact, Mr. Gist himself and the eyewitnesses said that he was actually walking down the side of the road just as he should have been, a couple of houses away from his own home.
But I can remember distinctly seeing his truck coming towards me, you know, and there was no place I could go. As soon as I looked up, and I was totally on the grass at that time, and he just rammed into me. I couldn't even get up after that. I could see blood dripping all over my clothes. I couldn't see this cut over my eye. I could feel the pain in my elbow. Felt like someone had taken it off.
Unfortunately, he passed away after his second surgery, the one on his knee. He had a pulmonary embolism and died. That was all related to him being so sedentary from the injuries that he'd received. So now it was not just an injury case, it was a wrongful death case.
My dad was everything to me. July 1st, I lost my hero. I lost my navigation in life.
The Gunnels injury law team not only returned to the scene of the accident, but they tested the roadway visibility of the driver. As you can see in these images, even if Mr. Gist had been in the middle of the road, the driver would have had plenty of time to avoid him if he was paying attention and in control of his vehicle. That was just one of numerous inconsistencies. As a result of this extensive investigation, they were able to uncover new evidence that changed this case completely.
This case kind of was blown wide open when we were able to get the body cam videos from the officers that responded. They very clearly showed that the way the officers were describing how this event happened and the way the other driver was describing how this had happened was not at all how things went down.
And where was the pedestrian at? Like on the yellow line?
What was his story first, though? He said he's coming west, and the guy was dang near the middle of the road, he's trying to come across. And so you thought he was going to the right, so you went left, and then he ran back left?
They found another person who also witnessed the accident. We are protecting his identity because he's a minor.
I heard the guy that was the truck come down the street, so I just looked up, and I'm guessing it jackknifed, and it made the truck lose control. I couldn't get really my mind off of it for the rest of that day or week.
But there's no mention of any of that in the police report. They didn't take the time to go speak with people that were around here, even though this young man and his mother were the first to arrive. I believe they are actually the ones that called 911. The gentleman that lived at this house who said, no, he's walking over here. The police wrote in the report he was walking in the middle of the street, which is not what was said. It was very clearly not what the guy said.
Hey, did any of y'all see anything? You saw it? What happened? Was he in the middle of the road? So he was here? Yeah. And that guy came in his lane? Okay.
So he's saying he's pretty much in the middle of the lane?
Well, no, he said he was on that. He was on his side of the road, and the guy in the truck swerved.
A closer look at the body camera footage showed there were other things that just didn't add up.
There were just so many strange things. Like, he's coming down this road and he hits the gentleman right here. He doesn't stop in this area right here. He goes to the stop sign and turns the corner and parks on the road over there, which didn't make much sense to me. One of the first things he tells the officers in the video when they ask what happened is he says Mr. Gist was walking down the middle of the road, and he says he was walking right down the yellow lines.
What happened?
You got a driver? Yeah, I'm the driver. When I was yellow, on the yellow line, pretty much.
So he was in the middle of the roadway?
Yes, sir.
All right.
He was coming this way. And where was the pedestrian at? Like on the yellow line.
This is exactly how the road was. There are no yellow lines on this road. So there were just a lot of things that didn't add up. One of the officers at one time, this guy was slurring his words and he was very worked up.
I mean, am I at fault in this? I mean, since he was like in the middle of the road?
He wasn't making a lot of sense, and I heard one of the officers say to another,
You think this guy is DUI? He's like in front of him.
I didn't go all the way.
He said his adrenaline's going, which I get, but I mean, he's not stumbling around or anything like that.
No, I'm just nervous because this is a brand new company. Just started 2.5 months.
Watch out behind you.
they didn't do any DUI tests or any field tests, and the video showed various things that just showed that to be untrue, including that the driver tried to pay Mr. Gist off at the scene. We have clients say things like that all the time, and Erica told us that her dad said that.
Yeah, he got out the truck and asked me did I need some money. I was like, man, money ain't the least thing on my mind right now. My mind is on getting to the hospital.
I frankly didn't believe it. And then it's in the video. It's not in the police report, but it's in the video.
If they end up getting some kind of, win out of this, I'm screwed, man. My business is over. That's what I'm saying. I told the guy, I'm sorry for what happened, but man, I'll pay you cash right now. I've got, my business does very well.
Yeah, so you have a license. You shouldn't tell nobody that, man.
As soon as that police got there, he changed his story and told them I was in the middle of the street. And when the police came back and told me, I said, no, I wasn't in the middle of no street, man. I was on the side of the road when that car hit me. I know that for sure. I was totally on the side of the road. And he drove right at me. It ain't like he didn't see me. He was looking right at me. Right at me now. When I looked up and saw him coming, wasn't nothing I could do. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't dive out the way because he had got there for me too quick. All I could do was take the impact.
Also on the police video, the driver admitted he was going over the speed limit.
How fast were you going? I'm not trying to cut you off.
No, I mean, 35. I could have been going more than that.
But that was not found in the police report. Perhaps the most disheartening discovery would be this, that the family considers a lack of compassion.
As he was sitting there, one of the officers asked if there was anybody they could get for him. I think meaning, did somebody live with him? Could they come get him? He lived alone. He was not married, and he gave them his daughter Erica's phone number. He was seriously injured, and he asked could they call his adult daughter, and that never happened.
Huh?
Whoever told me to give us a daughter, I don't know why would you do that?
I don't know. Who's that? So I told him if he had family up the road because he stays up the road. I'd go up there and talk to him.
Oh, okay.
But everybody lives by themselves, so somebody wrote down his family's, and he can call them. I was just gonna offer to go up there and let him know, hey, so-and-so's been in an accident.
All right. Does that
Who
make
wants
sense?
that?
Yep. And then the garbage wants it.
All right.
It's a reminder that you always have to be thorough. I think about, for so many reasons, if I had not driven down here and taken a look myself, if I hadn't taken this case, if I hadn't done the investigative work, if we hadn't found the witness, if we hadn't gotten the body cam video, just how different a result this would have been.
What happened next were 2 attempts to get the police involved. First, Erica tried.
Erica initially reached out and filed her own complaint, and she got a very short form response saying, we don't find any misconduct. So I said, okay, well, we're gonna get involved in that now.
They found no wrongdoing on their police officers. Are you kidding me? Where's the humanity? Where's the investigation?
Then the Gunnels injury law team stepped in. Chris personally sent all of his findings to the police chief in a lengthy, detailed letter. Rather than attempt to address the issues, the police department did not even respond.
We're not looking for money. We're looking for accountability here. What we're seeing on this video is just not right. This is not proper police work.
While the discovery of what actually occurred allowed the claim against the driver to be addressed, Erica and Chris believe the conduct of the officers also needed to be examined.
Nobody comes to see me when everything's going right. Something bad's happened if you come seeking my services. But there's silver linings in these cases. We were able to help Erica get some closure in what was going on. We were able to figure out what actually happened. That was the thing. Everybody was just saying, well, it was your dad's fault. It was your dad's fault. And she said, no, it wasn't. My dad wouldn't have been walking in the middle of the road. And how did this person not see him? So for us, we were able to get her some answers.